Hello, dear fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests. I'm Ainur from Kazakhstan, belong to two Toastmaster clubs, District 108 Odyssey Ambassador. This podcast is mostly about Odyssey Project within Toastmaster International. Odyssey is a key for mentoring and networking pair. Today we have a special guest. He's an experienced all-round logistics specialist, forwarding agent, a neuro encoding specialist and mindset mentor with his podcast Magic Mindset Mentor. He has greatest passions, personal development, continuous learning, ancient cultures, next to being a Toastmaster, and very active in Odyssey Project and in Toastmasters, and my colleague from Odyssey Project, District 59. Welcome, Fred Eijkenboom.
Thank you, Neuro.
So, let's start. Mr. Fred, I know that you have favorite quotes. Credendo Vides. Would you please explain the meaning and how it influenced and how do you use in your life?
Okay, one of the quotes is standing behind me. It's ad astra per venir. It's reaching for the stars, and this originated from reach for the stars through hardship. But I don't believe it has to be hardship. You have to reach for the stars anyways. It doesn't have to be a hardship. I got several quotes, of course. This was one I created my own. But I also got Credendo Vides. It's by believing you start seeing. For a lot of people say, okay, I have to see first before I can believe it. But that draws borders. If people don't believe that something can happen, it won't happen. So if you believe it, you can achieve it. That's just like Walt Disney wrote. You have to go start believing first. Don't be skeptical. People, okay, it's about trust. It's about believing yourself to achieve something. And then the other one is you can never determine how the wind blows, but you can set the sails. So we'll say never put yourself depending on the actions of situations or other people. Of course, it's to life. It's not your only involvement, your only influence, your own influence, which is happening to you, but also the around you, circumstances, your family, your health, everything. But in fact, the real thing that matters is not what happens to you, but how you deal with it, what happens to you. And that's a thing about mindset. And that's also what I created my podcast, Magic Mindset Mentor. And the focus of Magic Mindset Mentor, the focus lies on mindset, the magic mindset. Because if your mind is very creative, a very powerful tool. And if you use that tool the right way, you can achieve a lot. Not always very easy, but just keep on going on by believing in things, by doing things. And the most important thing in that is not only believe in things, but also act upon what you believed. It's not by waiting there, it's taking action yourself.
Wow, thank you very much. It resonates with me. And now I'm thinking, how can I shift my mindset using your lessons and your direction into my life? How can I use it? And regarding the Magic Mindset Mentor podcast, please tell me how you started, why you just shifted your career.
It's about giving value to people. First of all, I know I have a lot of experience myself through life, and I achieved obstacles. I overcome obstacles through my own mindset. But there's a lot of more to overcome to fulfill your life. You get to the life you really want. It's like how do you get there where you want to be? First of all, is learn and learn from people who already are there. So not people I want to be, but people who are already there. As you listen to my podcast, you will listen to very famous writers. For instance, the mother of all coaches, Dr. Cerise Carter Scott, a speaker from The Secret, um, Roy Martina, and other speakers as well. I'm intending to interview even more people to get value outside. Free lessons for people like you who want to develop themselves into something. I see you told me last you had a speech about this, the importance of strong leadership of women in Kazakhstan. And I think if you promote that, you believe in that, it will show. And to be an example, you lead by example, people going to believe, okay, why not doing this myself? People underestimate their power they have. And it's just the persistence and doing things, you will achieve something, or you will help people achieve, or you be a catalyst to create things. Every journey starts with the first step, like slide says, tells. If you don't make steps, you don't get further. And what a lot of people are afraid of is making mistakes. But just those mistakes are very important because if you don't make mistakes, you don't do anything. If you're supposed to make mistakes, you learn your lesson on your own. You don't get a created solution for everyone. Why not? What works for me wouldn't work for you. Each person has to find his own solution and use the input, the information, the knowledge they get from others, and then give people like that's why I like mentorship more than coaching. Mentorship means I find your way, I'll help you find your way to achieve. And one of the most important things is self-esteem. And once you got enough self-esteem, you carry on from that.
Wow. Thank you for detailed explanation. I'm very admired when I listen to your podcasts because very interesting, extraordinary people on your podcast. And have you used your another position like a neuro encoding specialist as you persuaded them to be your guest in your podcast? Tell me how you managed to do it. Famous people in your podcast.
It's just by being bold. It was not. I wasn't a neurocoding specialist. I was learning for that, and I'm still looking for a way how to employ that in the future to people. No, it's just about being bold. Just ask people. Listen, I have a podcast about mindset, and I want to bring value to people. And of course, I have to bring value. I have value myself as well, but people need to get to know you. So, and if people going to notice you, and you can you can give frequently podcasts, then you can give value. The most important thing for me is to give value to people and empower them to make their own steps. It's not about what I can get from them. No, it's what I can give to the people to leave a legacy, to empower people, to see more people grow. Because what most people don't understand that everyone has potential, but you have to find your potential, your path, your when you go to the movies, like a lot of empowering movies, they show you, okay, like the pursuit of happiness. If the one who keeps persisting on doing the right things and keep on going on and asks questions and learn, then you will achieve at one time.
Wow. Thank you very much. Be bold. Be bold. Be bold. I try to put every your words, which is tested and experienced in your life, with results and achievements. What I see in your podcasts, very high quality podcasts, well done. I admire and need to learn from you. Be persuasive. And regarding the value, you mentioned a lot of times value of people. Do you mean that the value is essential for anything you do? Explain how we can put value in what we are doing.
Yes, I think the people are a lot of they have a lot of experience in things. So people downsize themselves as I don't have anything to offer. But I don't think so, because when you see a lot of people think, okay, I have to be scholared, I have to have university to give something back. But I don't agree with that. For instance, when you got a craftsman, with like a carpenter, a real carpenter, a handcraft man, he can create beautiful things from wood. Not me. I'm not a carpenter. But when you look at some things that were made by carpenters, really great buildings like uh, the church in Barcelona, like the cathedrals in ancient times. When you look at the Roman buildings that's still standing after 3,000 years, there is a lot of crafts there. It's all about ingenuity, but it's a combined force of thoughts and labor, manual labor. And together it just creates a synergy. And that's what's important. It's not about the single quality somebody gets, but the combined qualities of others. If you wouldn't have bricklayers, you can have enough architects, but if there's nobody who can build it, it's only on paper. So that's what I mean. But please be proud of what you are, but never stop at being who you are. Keep developing yourselves. Keep learning. Learn as if you will live forever. Huh? That's one of the quotes, and that's very important. Live as if you would die tomorrow. It's also a quote, but it clearly indicates that you have to get the best out of your life. So keep on pursuing your dreams. And if you reach your dream, develop new ones and share. Like if the more you share, the more you value you get. It's like sharing knowledge is not about uh, keeping it to yourselves. It's to give value to other people. So because if we have the same knowledge and we help each other, there will be created a much better world.
Wow. Very inspiring. I'm starting to think what I can offer to the world. Mr. Fred, from the Magic Mindset Mentor podcasts, all your guests are very unique people. What have you learned from them? Maybe during the conversation, maybe afterwards?
And I keep on learning. The most of the guests already knew from books or knew them personally. What I notice is the persistence of the people. They want to give something. They have a vision about to make the world better, to make a better life. And that's very important for me. It all depends on how you think about yourself. It's all about just doing things. I also empower people to listen and to read books of successful people, like for instance Richard Branson of Virgin Records. He wrote a book, "Screw it, just do it," and that's the fact. You don't have to wait to build an airplane until you know everything. No, start building and learn through the way. You have to be proactive. Learn and apply. Learn and apply. Learn, apply and fail, and learn again. Don't see mistakes as a failure. See mistakes as a learning process. When you look at famous inventors, Edison, how many times did he fail to invent the light bulb? 1,000 times. And he didn't say at 5,000 times. No, I learned 1,000 times how not to do it. And even they say he wasn't a real inventor. They say about Nikola Tesla. People who have knowledge, they can go very far. But the best way is to share it with so many people as possible to get it out of there. Because then then you cannot be overseen. When you look at this time, for instance, a lot about electricity or electric cars. Tesla invented something was free energy. What will do that? It's about giving to people, but if we all can accept it, there will be a better world. There will be no fight for power gaining this energy. There will be more peace in the world because if everything is free, why would you fight for it?
Wow, such a positive attitude towards the world. So I know that the personal development and continuous learning is your principle. And you said that learn, apply, fail, again learn. In the digital era, how the youth or maybe our audience, young generation, can use from as you are expert in ancient cultures, your favorite and always learn from the history, ancient cultures, and get the wisdom. What you can say for the next generation?
And the next generation they get more advantage and also more disadvantage than we did in the past. For instance, you have cultural, you have history. Don't neglect history, the lessons you got from history, but combine them with the future knowledge. Like today, AI, it's a tool. Like for instance, I started to use internet when it first appeared, when the World Wide Web opened. So for me, it was a world opening. I used this as a library. For me, it was an access to a world which I haven't been yet, but through which I could access the whole world and get knowledge about ancient cultures, about studying, retrieving information, whether it's correct or not correct, but you still got more insight. I learned to use that. I implemented that knowledge into the fact that that's what it got knowledge which enhanced my knowledge, and I added this knowledge what I got to find knowledge again and to applicate it into my job, into my life. And the same as now. People need to learn how to work with the information they got, with the tools they got, but never forget their own input. Never become dependent on tools alone. When you for instance, look at the mobile phones at the moment. A lot of kids they are hooked on the mobile phones, and they cannot do without. I also have a mobile phone, and I use it a lot. But for me, it's a tool, and for me, it's a phone like I have it because I can be available everywhere I want. But also, if I don't want to be reachable, I put it down and I forget about my phone. I not depend on it. I can put it away and just see things you get as a tool and learn to develop yourselves and also go into yourselves, like meditating, like read a book, meet physical people and talk about, share thoughts, philosophy, psychology, mindset, all things you have to look at lessons we gain from the past and from other people, and always look at good. This is my way. I believe it, but it's not my way. How can I improve that for myself and enhance it also for other people? There is no rule from how to follow a road. It's about it's your road. My road, which I follow, is not your road, but we can have the same destination. And if you can make it easier, make it easier. That's why it's what mentorship. Find someone to mentor you. Find someone who can help you avoid the mistakes they made and determine whether you still find it worthful to you make your own mistakes or to avoid those mistakes and reach your goals faster. Be determined and be eager to learn and keep on learning. That's very important.
Thank you. Very interesting. Can you share your ideas about how it's important to have a real mindset mentor, as we are colleagues in Odyssey Project, and you've been a mentor, because nowadays people start to use AI as a psychologist. Would you share your experience maybe on Odyssey and why it's important for the people to have a real person?
Mm-hmm. Now, AI is only limited to what people put in. And AI is built on logic, not on emotions. And although AI gives you a lot of information and also knowledge, it stays theoretical and also about the way that people put in the information. But AI is still not both way thinking. You get the left brain and the right brain, and one side of the brain is logic and the one is emotions. Although the AI can analyze emotions, they don't feel the emotions, not yet. Otherwise, they would be more human. And the most important thing is to keep interacting with humans, is because you will find the human aspect. And emotions can be illogic. It's not that people can not follow the logic of emotions. For instance, the difference between man and woman.
Mm.
The thought way of that's why the communication is there, because the the view of emotions of thoughts is very different from women and men in general. Like, and if you want to understand people, you have to look at the side, find, okay, how does somebody think? And if you're based upon emotions, or you won't ask direct questions, you don't get direct answers. For instance, a woman who is insecure would say to a man, how does this dress look on me? Do you like this dress for me? But she really asks in her mind, okay, am I not too heavy for wearing this dress? But the guy, he looks at the figures, yes, it's a nice dress. He's direct on the subject, while the woman thinks, do I still look pretty in this dress? And that's about communication. And AI is just, they just look at the facts. They're logical. I don't have seen any, I didn't have seen an AI that's yet emotional, has emotions to see behind that questions. They see only what you ask. They hear only what you ask, not what you meant by, really meant by asking this question. Because that's why I say, don't depend on AI only, because the most important thing is to interact with real humans.
Wow. Thank you very much. So I hope that the audience will make their conclusions why it's important to have the real mindset mentors. And would you give a brief answer for the concluding question? What do you think about the tendency regarding the mindset mentor and the neuro encoding specialists in the Europe, in the globe? And I don't know in Kazakhstan what's going on, because I'm not in that sphere. So if you answer this, your ideas maybe forecast.
Okay. What's the importance when you look at the neurocognitive specialists and the mindset mentor? It's about don't take things for granted and don't let it put you down. What happens? Neuroencoding specialist is, for instance, like when people have bad experiences and have a negative thought pattern, change the thought pattern, replace it by something. And the techniques which I use are, for instance, stop techniques, which I say, okay, stop. And when you really, for instance, look at a blind person, when a person is not blind and he get an accident and he gets blind through this accident, he starts to develop a better hearing, a better smell, a better sense. He likes to read Braille. Because when one sense diminish or is gone, you can get better with the other senses. Your brain is rewiring, and this the things which you can use and they're going to replace. Or people who has a brain damage and they're going to think again because their brain is rewiring their thoughts. Think about your mindset is something amazing, and that never lets it stop thing. People who persist on achieving things. If people want to walk, there were stories about people who couldn't walk again according to doctors, and they still are walking. Don't give up. Or if it doesn't work the one way, it will be another way. There are people there who are famous. There was a guy there, Nick Wojcik. He was born without arms and legs. Still, he has a family. He's famous, and he is a great life. So I say, okay, don't look at what you don't have. Look at what you have. Find a solution to empower yourselves and ask for help if you don't succeed alone. Because if there are people, if you ask them for help, or they will help you. Find people who empower you. That's why what I do. On my podcast, I invite everyone to visit on the Magic Mindset Mentor. And I'm looking also still for celebrities to join more and more. Once I got a writing from an author who was about in America, was in the Justice Department, and she wrote in a special book. And you will find more when the book is really out. It's about the authentic intelligence, and what's authentic intelligence is like your, I call it your digital, not your digital idea, your uh, blueprints. You have a unique blueprint. Everyone is authentic. And your authenticity has to do with self-esteem. If you have a self-esteem, you know everyone has something to bring. Authenticity is more important today. Especially, there's a lot of role models where people want to conform to. But why? If you are authentic, you got something to bring as well. As long as you keep on talking and learning. Authenticity is so important for the self-esteem, for your identity. And if you believe in things what you speak about, like what you told about the more power acceptance of women in Kazakhstan, it's about, yes, I feel that way, and that's its own way. And you have to, people get to understand it. And the more people start to understand it, the more people will follow you, and you will create one voice. Although you still are an identity and authentic, but you find like-minded people. That's most important. People who are eager to learn, eager to accept other people as they are, as long as people respect each other. That's the most important thing. No, never think that you are better or worse than somebody else. No, think that you are authentic. There's only one you, and it depends on you what you do with it. And if you're going to be a celebrity or not, it doesn't matter. Every small impact changes the world, and the positive, the better it is.
Wow. Thank you for your good ideas. And Mr. Fred, thank you for coming and sharing your wisdom, experience. And I, as your audience, I want to thank you that what you are doing, your contribution to the world. From your podcast, I learned a lot of stuff. I learned Smile More from your one, Sam Rehan, I guess. And even I booked a meeting with one of your guests, I think Gary. So you are inspiration for me. And I hope that Toastmaster members and the other guests, audience, will follow your podcast. And we look forward to seeing your Magic Mindset Mentors podcasts. And I hope it will change our world to the better place to live, with peace, with love, and very open heart. And probably the people from Central Asia, Kazakhstan, will know more about you. And thank you for sharing your knowledge. This is very true, authentic. And I appreciate.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.